Right, hello. So, it's another day of in-car video. I suppose I could call it maybe like an in-car video series or bunch of videos or whatever. I made 3 of them up to now. Yesterday I did the adventure up to the Angus transmitter mast. I got back home about back at 2 in the morning and then I unloaded the videos off of there at my laptop. Didn't get to bed till back at 4 actually, because I'd done other stuff as well. So I'm parked here at this viewpoint where I could show you where I was earlier. Yesterday, like where the mast is, Angus transmitter mast is. So I'll go and show you that now. So yesterday in the small hours, I was at that mast there on the horizon. You might just be able to see it through the trees. It's Angus transmitter mast. Or Angus transmitter mast. That's the hill to the left of it, or to the west of it. Craigillo Hill. You would have saw the red lights on the top of that, number 4 mast. So that's the rightmost mast is number 4 mast I refer to. That's the one. That's the highest point, and that's the one with the navigation lights on it. And that's the Angus transmitter mast. This is seen from Miscellaneous, west side of Dundee City. I was there at the small hours. That would have been video B or whatever I titled it, part 2 or whatever. And that's about 6 miles away. Right, so I'm just trying to adjust this up again. It's just, you stick an elastic band to keep this from falling. If I'm doing an in-car video, I've got the phone tucked there securely. I'm not touching the phone while I'm driving it, obviously. It's securely there so it won't fly about all over the place if anything happens. It's not blocking the view of the road or anything. It's just fine where it is. If I could just get that elastic band to stop moving it about. I've got clamps and everything. I've not got time mucking with it. That seems to be sinking again, does it? Hang on. Ah, damn it. At the point. I unpaused it. Just adjusting it. No. That'll do. That'll have to do for now. I don't really have a lot of time to muck about with it. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to head to the town. I've got to get a new rucksack and new waterproof leggings. See, I go hiking a lot with the Caledonian Hill Walking Club. It's a Dundee based hill walking club. It's called the Caledonian Hill Walking Club. It was funded in 1961 and it's still going strong today. They have their hikes every 3rd Sunday in the month. Apart from December, that's the Christmas lunch one, and that's usually the 2nd Sunday of December. But all the rest are the 3rd Sunday of the month. It's 8 o'clock pickup, 8 in the morning on these Sundays, apart from the May and August ones usually. They pick them up an hour earlier at 7 o'clock. It's just for a longer day, because it's like the highlight of the year, you know, the longer daily hours. So it's selected 18 months for that. So yeah, getting waterproof leggings. Well, I use a new pair for that, because on my video channel I have, as you know, a mix of the videos on it, and the hiking ones I could link them all together on a video, on a certain video's description. I can have a video description, put all the links to most of the hiking, most of the hill walking videos on that one, and it'll be easier for you to reference to find certain subjects. So, it's this time where the traffic's moving slow. Maybe if a bit slow traffic there. But anyway, so I've got to get a new pair of leggings. I've got to get a new rucksack as well. It's one thing when you're going hiking in the Scottish Highlands and that, you've got to go well prepared. You've got to go well prepared. You've got to have plenty of warm clothing, waterproof clothing, a good, strong, solid, comfortable pair of hiking boots, decent pair. This was doing all the work. Starting to move again, just pain in the neck. This thing. Yeah, I was just starting. See, I could have had a forward camera recording where I'm going as well, but that would mean I'd have to sync it all up and everything. This is just a quick, but I'm not even editing this videos. It's just to save time, really, because I've got loads to get through. It takes a while to edit them, so I'm just putting them as they are. But to have a camera pointing forward and having it point rearwards towards me, and then putting on a video, I'd have to sync it all up, and that takes time. So I'm just doing it like this, just winging it. Just stick it on there and press record, and that'll do it, like, yeah. As long as nothing drastic happens with it. So yeah, hiking, you've got to go well prepared. You've got to have all the gear. You've got to have all the proper footwear, gloves, tammy, all that stuff. Hats, good hat, a good tammy, or a good waterproof. Was it Bergen's? I think Bergen's would do a good one. Big enough rucksack to carry water, provisional food, extra equipment like emergency torch, emergency phone numbers, a lighter just in case you need to stay overnight and you need a fire to keep you warm, just stuff like that. Emergency whistle, a compass. The funny thing is I go to the Hill Walking Club. I've been going there for about 2009, so it's 13 and it was May 2009, so it's 13 and a half years. So it's May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, just coming for 13 and a half years, and I've never even got around to learning properly the ordnance survey maps yet. I really should, but the thing is, it would be a great idea to do that, but when in with the hike club, the group that I'm with, they've done it for years, they're well experienced, and you know, trust them with my life, so I don't need, well, I should be, I wouldn't advise, I think it'd be a good idea to learn it, but I just haven't got around to practicing the art of the ordnance survey maps. I could do a road map, no bother. But shit. Oh dear. Oh no, that was recording. Oh I was cursing and swearing. I thought I didn't press record. I was like, you're joking this. That's why I stopped abruptly. I thought I couldn't see the record. I was just, you know, it's probably fate actually. I was going to go down that way, continue down Lochie Road, and I said, again, it's no recording. That's why I just went quiet and started muttering and moaning at myself. But in this case, because of the way it's angled, and I came this road so I could pull in and adjust it all, but I don't need to. It's all recording. I kind of like, I can't be bothered editing it. You'll probably see that. But yeah, the club I'm with is really well experienced in that. So, like up the Scottish Highlands. There's something that's going to the south borders as well, south of Scotland. So a rucksack, you to get that. Waterproof leggings, I need to get that a decent pair. Also I need to get a set of headphones as well, because the earplugs aren't that good. Set of headphones. That's bizarre. What the heck? It's just the way that smoke was off that garden. Just the way it was lingering. So I'm going down the steep Constitution Road. We're passing this old college. It's been derelict for years. And I wouldn't mind doing an adventure. I'll quickly show you. I'll pull in here quickly and I'll show you just from here. The old Dundee College has been shut down for years. And I would love to get inside it to do an adventure. You know, I'd video that for you, like. Well, I'll show you. So that's the old Dundee College I was talking about there, eh? And it's just on the Constitution Road. I would like to do an adventure in that building one day before it's knocked down or whatever they're going to do with it. That's the setup I've been using to record. I've used that there to raise the height from this space here, so that's just to raise it up. I used the phone cover just to set it on, so just to slide it out. Then I put the phone in there and secure it with that band. Well, earlier on I couldn't see the record. There's the red light that flashes with the time, well, the length of time that's been recording for. That was sort of buried down a bit like that. That was covering it, and I couldn't tell if it was recording or not. And I was thinking, it wasn't recording, but it actually was. But that's the setup. So it just came to mind. I just thought I would try that. So it works kind of. These clamps as well, but I've never really got around to messing about with them yet. I could use that for other future videos or whatnot. At the moment I'm just using this method. Right, so that's that. So I just wanted to show you the Dundee College. One day I wouldn't mind doing that as a restoration video sometime, exploration. Right, let's get going down this steep brae. Just roll off in second gear. I could actually roll off in third gear on this brae. It's that steep. You actually could roll off in third gear, you know, in the car to take off. Normally you start first, but that brae is that steep you can take off in third. That's how steep the Constitution Road is, and it's good for walking up. Like a few years ago, I went to try and lose some weight, and what I'd done on my brakes from the buses and that, I had the long brakes, so I walked from the city centre, which is near enough at sea level. I walked all the way up to the Law Hill via the Constitution Road. That Constitution Road goes right the way up nearly, but you can't drive up all that. Yeah, well, that road that came down is one way anyway, but the other bit of the Constitution Road, where it crosses over Durham, Somerville, place of it, it continues up, and then there's bollards at the top, and that bit is really steep, mega steep, and it's a good workout if you're want to burn off some fat. So I've done that a few times. A few years ago I lost some weight, and I've worked. That, and obviously exercise and watching what I was eating. Because the sort of job driving buses is not the easiest job to not put on weight. It's too easy to put on weight in that kind of job because of the shifts. Well, it's not so much shift. Well, I'm on permanent late shifts now, but before, I mean, I was on permanent late. I was on shifts for 13 and a bit years, and then when we got bought over by my girls, Explored Dundee was bought over by my girls. We changed the I had the options to do other things, and I've done the permanent late shifts, 4-day week. So instead of working 5 days, they compress the hours into 4 days. And it's long days, and it's permanent late shifts as well. So eating patterns are all over the place. You're sitting down for a long time, but the nature of the job as well. So it can be very, very stressful. And I don't smoke, so I just eat stuff like sweets and stuff, and I eat at the wrong times. I get an appetite as well. Like I say, I don't smoke, and the job can be very extremely stressful at times. But despite that, I still stick at it. I like buses, and as a hobby, I like buses. I'll stick at that job. I'm not intending on leaving, but it's not an easy job to keep the weight off. It's very easy to put weight on in that job that I'm in. But that's what I used to do when I had these spreads. Just look at that, headlights. I can't touch this phone because even the one stopped at traffic lights, it's still driving. But it's that Mazda M5, he's moving the lights up and down each side. But I can't show you that. I've had a forward camera and I could have edited it. But I'm on just at East Allen Street. East Market. Sorry, Allen Street, East Market. Going to the Gallagher Retail Park there. I'm going to get the Sack, and maybe go to Mulberries, or I might try that. Another place, Tyzos or Blacks or something. I need to get something anyway. This is not the best time to be in the car. It's like peak time traffic, back and forth. It starts to get busy, and there's a heck of a lot of roadworks in Dundee at the moment. A heck of a lot, and it's just a blooming nightmare. Black buses, you got these annoying diversions and everything. Adds a lot of time on the journey. Sitting in traffic, you get diverted. I'd done a video about that, the Nethergate. They done the roadworks, closed off the Nethergate, which is joined on to Dundee High Street. I got footage the day before it opened, or reopened. I got footage on the day it opened. It's just a very short video, a few minutes. But I've done that. So I'm at the Gallagher Retail Park again. It's useful because there's plenty of spaces here. The first 2 hours is free. That's for customers, so like you say, I'll get something out of there, so I'll be a customer. And so the customer, I'm going to buy something at that shop over there. Get 2 hours free here, which is handy. Right, hang on, I'll get here. So I bought something out of there. But I've got to head up to the town as well, so I'll get some more out of there later. This is in the Gallagher Retail Park, this Marks and Spencer's, by the way. So that's the Dundee Olympia Centre there. On the right, that's closed down at the moment. It's going to be shut for months for some odd reason. It wasn't long opened. It was opened in 2013 and it lasted up till this year, 2022. It's now going to be closed for months. They have, I think there's rework needing done on it or something, some sort of re-engineering something to do with the roof, light maintenance or something. They called it light maintenance, but light maintenance, light as in light and weight, or not much maintenance, or light as in the light, luminous light maintenance, and roof maintenance. But anyway, I've done a video about that as well, the Olympia Centre, much earlier on in my channel. It's the busy roundabout that came through, the East Market Gate, East Port roundabout. And straight over, where I'm heading is towards the Sea Gate. That's the Sea Gate up there, and then going up that way. So that's the Olympia Leisure Centre. And that's the road that I drove along. That's the Seagate bus station that I'm just passing now. That's the company I work for, Explore Dundee. So I'm just heading along the Seagate. I'm going to nip into Marks and Spencer's actually on the way in. Oh, real cute. St Paul's Cathedral up ahead. Just heading along Dundee's Murray Gate, and I'm going to be, I got order out the Marks and Spencer's that I was needing to do, so I'm going to nip into the Mountain Warehouse and see if I get a rucksack and waterproofs out of there. There we go. That should do it. So a long time ago this used to be a John Mainsy's, then converted it into Tesco's, but it's no longer either, it's closed down. The last thing it was the Tesco's, Tesco Metro, and as I say, this is still in the Dundee Murray Gate. Looking down St Andrews Lane towards the Seagate. Sorry, St Andrews Street. That's looking down St Andrews Street, and it's just at the bottom there's the Seagate. And I'm going to be to walk along the Kilgate, Dundee's Kilgate. So I'm just going through the underpass, which is the road that I drove over. It's above this. It's the East Market Gate. This is the underpass that goes through under it. That's where the underpass just goes underneath this road. It's the road I drove down earlier. It comes out from the tunnel, which you see up in the distance. And that tunnel goes under Victoria Road. And that's Wishart Place Multis. And the Gallica retail park's over there. That's where I'm heading. So you got these old mills that were converted into apartments now, and you've got Wisher's Arch up there. Just to zoom in. I'll go a bit closer to it for you. That bus is an Alexander Dennis Enviro 400 MMC. That's the model of bus. So I'm going to nip back into the Marks and Spencer's food hall to get some groceries out of there, which is part of the Gallica, well, pretty much back to the Gallica retail park. Oh, I've got my waterproof leggings, and I've got my rucksack, and a wee drink of this. That old building was a sugar house or something. I remember getting told that on the tour bus way back in 1995. Sugar house or sugar house mill or something. That's on East Dock Street. Obviously converted into flats now, like. I think that was a history to it or something. Something to do with sugar. Right, so this is back in the car. Going to get set off up to the Kingsway Retail Park to get to Curry's or PC World to get a set of headphones. Ah, fresh orange juice. Nice cold fresh orange juice. That's set up for it. It's Gordon. It's right, I better go up to Curry's. I've got quite a bit to do when I'm back. So let's got to go through this bloody traffic now. So it's peak time traffic. It's a bit didn't have my camcorder on because I could have had the dash cam on. I could have shown you the view, but like I said, it's just a hassle to sync up the videos, you know. I've done footage before with my camera. I put cameras on the outside of the car. I've got videos on my channel earlier on, or last year. It's called Car Mechanical Parts, and I put cameras down at the wheel arches and showed the drive shafts, the CV joints, ball joint, anti-roll bar link. All that was shown in action when the camera picked that up. I put that on my video. I also put the cameras under the bonnet as well. I got the gear linkage movement. You saw the inner CV joint moving. You heard the engine, you heard the induction dump valve because the turbocharged, the petrol turbo, so it's got the throttle body and all that, and there's it creates a vacuum. It's not like a diesel, that doesn't have a throttle body because it doesn't throttle the air, because it's the same multi, it's an unrestricted air path on a diesel engine. This is a petrol engine. So when you come off the accelerator, it's got to, because it's the boost pressure is going to still be there, and it's got to be released when you don't need it. When you've took your foot off the accelerator, it's got to release that air, that pressure, the air pressure, induction air pressure, so it makes a wee noise, and that came up on the video as well. It was just amateur style, like, and as I said, no expert, it was just all just amateur, like, something came up anyway, so that's on my channel. I think I'll go up the hill town actually to get to Galton Retail Park from here, so I'm going to go through that tunnel and then up the hill town. Dundee's hill town starts from the bottom, from Victoria Road, the bottom of the hill town from Victoria Road, just at the back of the Wellgate, stretches all the way up to this 5 ways roundabout, or maybe even further. It might be up as far as the Clifton Road, the boundaries, the south to north boundaries for Dundee Hill town. The west to east boundaries stretches probably from Dens Road to Coldside or something. So it's easier to show on the map. It's not 100% clear because the hill town was built in different stages, different years. There's older buildings and there's newer buildings. I mean, they had the hill town multis. I got a video of that as well on my channel, of the multis getting blown down with the demolition. They used explosives for that. Most of the high-rise tower blocks, like multi-stories and that, they use like Safe Dem was a company. They use dynamite. But before they put all that in there, they weaken the structure in a certain way so that when the structure's blown apart, it falls in on itself. The multi's got to fall in on itself. And it's all done methodically. It's like Dundee had a big tall Tayside house. That was just along a bit actually. That was wasn't blown down with explosives because the ground under it is a tunnel for the rail bridge. They couldn't have the risk of that collapsing on top of that in case it collapses through like it. So they used it. The bulldozer on the inside, where a mechanical excavator on the inside just worked their way, disassembled it from the top down. Should be that other lane. And that used to be in this lane for going home. That's okay, I'll move into the inside lane in a minute. That's going up the hill town. I'm going up the hill town, am I? So I've got to be in that other lane. And it's that used to just being in that lane for going up the road, like can't go up the house. I'll get in that lane now. Yeah, that's better. And in the correct lane. And in the correct lane. And in the correct lane. I can't say that I'm in the right lane. I've got to say that I'm in the correct lane. Otherwise you're mistaking it to be the the right hand side lane. Like, get in the right lane, get in the right lane. No. Get in the correct lane, get in the correct lane. Correct lane is left lane in this case. So the multi, oh, correct. Gee, that car just about, what the hell, that car pulled in there, right, into the well gate to go in that car park. The other car behind it didn't expect him to brake, just about in the back of him. But the multi-storey Hilltown multis were demolished. But I got footage of, I think it was Bucklemaker. It was Bucklemaker and Butterburn, and I think I got a footage of, was it maybe Butterburn, Bucklemaker, but anyway, it's on the channel anyway. There's also, the Hilltown had 4 multi-stories on Alexander Street, called the Alexander Street multis. You had the Maxwell Tower, Wellington Tower, Jamaican Tower. I can't remember the other one, I think that was correct, but they were blown down in 2011. But unfortunately, I couldn't manage that because I was on holiday actually. I was on the Orchid Isles when that happened, so there was no danger of me getting to see that. But I wish they could have saw them, like, but the holiday took priority. So yeah, the Hilltown's lost 6 multis up to now, and the only 4 that are remaining are the 4 at the bottom. Dalfield Court, Bonnet Hill Court, can't remember the other names of the other 2. There's still up at the moment. So I got a wee bit of footage of the Minas Hill multis coming down as well. That's on the video. But the difference with the Minas Hill multis, oh wow, I thought that was just the way that was reflecting there. I thought it was an undercover police car with the lights. It's just had the red light in the back flashing. Yeah, what was it? The multi-stories at Minas Hill were demolished in a different manner. They couldn't use explosives for them because it was too near Ninewells Hospital. And if they used the shockwave from the explosives, could have interfered with delicate instruments at the hospital. So if there was an operation going on at the hospital, which would have been more likely, the hospital is a big hospital, so those operations most likely to be going on, and they don't want the instruments being disturbed by the big dynamite shockwave explosives and the weight of the multis collapsing down on the ground. You could send a seismic wave to the hospital that might upset delicate and sensitive equipment. So for that reason they didn't use the conventional way, the explosives. They used the mechanical excavator with a huge boom on it, a big boom arm. The boom's the arm, we call that the boom. So they had to extend that, a big extender, well, long to reach the height of the multi, and they just cut through the structure, just took it down piece by piece. And I got footage of that, but that was back in 2010, 2011. That was well before I became a YouTuber, and the quality isn't great, unfortunately. I just used a cheap Nokia phone, but it wasn't that good at quality. But I did put the footage I did take, I've put on the video. That's all I've got. So I've got other stuff as well. I've got demolition work done on Whitfield's scarring box. That's Whitfield housing schemes on the north east corner of Dundee. And it was a bit of a Whitfield housing scheme was wasn't really, just to word it in a way, because I don't like to judge or name any scheme or give it something like any sort of, I don't like naming it like that, but I opened in I was kind of like finished in 1971, but it didn't turn out the way, I don't think, it didn't turn out very, it wasn't a very successful story. It was a bit of a, it was a problem, it had its problems, Whitfield had problems, and not overly long after it was opened, it started to, the scarring blocks that were being emptied, and then they realised they wanted to reface it to try and improve it. It needed improvements already. It was only it only opened in the early 70s, but completed in the early 70s, and it had problems, pretty much from the go, from the start all through to the 70s. It had its problems, and because of that they wanted to regenerate it. So they started refacing the scarring blocks. Some of the scarring blocks were emptied and left derelict for years. 1991 was a notable year for me, because then I was 16, but I'd been there before. I went there in 1990. I mean, I used to live in Cheviot Crescent in Finchley since I was born till I was 5, in 1980. And I remember Whitfield back as far back as then, but we moved to Minas Hill in 1980 when my younger brother got born, and we're still there. I still live in Minas Hill. But in 1989, 1990, I went back to, I didn't move to Whitfield, I just used to travel on the bus to Whitfield on a Sunday afternoon, because obviously I was at school. I was only 14, 15. I was 14 in 1989, I was 15 in 1990, so I was. I went through on the bus as an adventure. That was an adventure, to go out roam around Whitfield, have a look about Whitfield housing scheme. I was fascinated in Whitfield scarring blocks, the shape, the architecture, and I thought it was quite fascinating. And I used to go there on a Sunday afternoon, take pictures of the blocks. I used to venture in, explore the whole derelict buildings and that. Done that for months, and then in 1991 talked to my mates to come with us so we could go into the buildings, even more. We did that. I got loads of pictures. Well, I didn't get loads because I only had a 35mm Olympus Plus film camera. It wasn't like today when you had a digital camera. You take hundreds of pictures nowadays. But then it was about 36 on a reel. But I took pictures of the scarring blocks, and I went inside the old derelict ones. And I knew, like back when I stayed there in Cheviot Crescent, my mum knew someone that lived in Whitfield Scarring Block, Salt Crescent. And I kind of when I went into the scarring blocks that were derelict, it brought back memories of being in that house. It was an unusual setup. There were 2 staircases. You had a staircase as soon as you come in the door, and then there was another staircase for your upper level of the house. But not all the houses were like that. It was just some of them like. Yeah, Whitfield was a bit of had its problems. Vandalism, there was muggings, there was problems with drugs, there was gang problems. I heard that there was bad tenants and stuff. Not all of them, obviously, but every scheme's got its bad points. But Whitfield was notorious for it. And I had to regenerate Whitfield. But I've done quite a few videos. I've done an article about Whitfield on the channel as well. It's called my article, my short article on Whitfield. I've done a good few videos on Whitfield that shows you the shapes of the scarring blocks. I've even put pictures up from what I took back in 1991 for the article. We've got footage of the buses. So I've got quite a bit of footage of the Whitfield housing scheme in Dundee. They had multi-storey blocks in Whitfield as well, Kellyfield, Greenfield, can't remember the other ones, but I got footage of that as well when they blew them down in 2003, and then they blew the second one down in 2004. and I've got the footage, not video footage unfortunately, it's just stills, photographs. I managed to get photographs as it was coming down. That's on the channel. So in it, curries, I'm going to have to get a set of headphones, so I'm going to have to get pressing on. So this is the Kingsway Retail Park, and at the moment it's got a whole array of shops, Tesco's, B&M, Halford, Dunallen Mill. It used to be called Dunallen Mill, sure it did. Unless that's possibly another Mandela effect, because I remember it being called Dunallen Mill. What else is Burger King, Pizza Hut, and Toys R Us and everything. So they've got the Kingsway one along the bottom there. It's the part of the A90 route. The parking here is free, it's just for customers. So I'm going to get across here like this. So I'm going to nip into Curry's PC World. Check these TVs out. The quality on them is, oh, it's just incredible. And the size of them as well. And how much bigger do you need a telly? It's just nuts. It's impressive, like, but I mean, when's it going to stop? There's a telly, is it going to be the size of your house before it's satisfied? It's just getting, the quality is incredible. That's really nice, that one. That's just what I'm after. Just what I'm after. $17.99 Sony headphones. That'll do me. Beep, 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 beep. Oh. No, I did pay for them. So you can see the mast I was at yesterday, the Angus transmitter. That's where I was at the small hours of yesterday, or the small hours of today actually, to be accurate, to get the footage of it at night. That up. It was impressive. So it's part of the Sidlaw Hill range. Craigaville to the left, this mast. Lit up. Number 4 mast. Right, so I've got my headphones. I'm just going to make my way back home now. Oh, it's the size of the telly's in there, the crisp quality and the size of it was just, you know, it was amazing. Really incredible. Very clear and much easier to brainwash people with as well. Much bigger, crisper and clearer and higher resolution and sound qualities to get right into the psyche of humans. Brainwash. Anyway, get you to part with your money as well. I mean, like, say, how much bigger did it have to go? I mean, if you went back, the black and white telly, growing up in the 80s, we used to have we had a colour television for a bit in the 70s, then that packed up, and then we settled with a wee portable black and white for a while, before we got another colour. And having a colour telly, but you know, colour telly was one thing. I was like, oh, well, black and white, if you had a black and white, it was that. You had a colour, it was like, wow. But no, jeez. That was the cathode ray tubes tellies back then. Fires the electrons, there's a phosphate pair, so it lights up, illuminates the high charge particles, electrons. There's an electron gun at the back of the vacuum tube. Fires the signal varies the strength of the electron gun. It moves across the screen so many times per second or something, and it's basically just still images that are going very quick, and it's the mind that makes the motion appear to be motionless when it's really just flashes or something. But it's fascinating stuff like that. I'm going to have to get going. Hang on, we'll load this back in here. Alright, got the recording again. Never mind. Yeah, the tellies, the way that they did things, you know, the still images and that. There was like so many lines per second. They could use subliminal messaging, which I thought was quite a fascinating thing. Like advertising, mind control. They could get you to, what the allegedly, you know, do things, brainwash. Because it's like your subconscious will pick up the information that's been put into this, spliced into the subliminals. Well, subliminal means it's below, below consciousness. So your awareness will pick it up, like everything. Your brain will pick up every single thing that's going on. But it's your consciousness that registers it, makes you aware of it. That makes you consciously aware of it. So, like right now, I know that in King's Retail Park, driving along, but there's infinite number of things going on. But everything I see, hear, feel, smell, taste, all that is going in as information to the brain, and it's storing it and registering it. But I can't sort of process it all at the one time. But the information's still going in to the mind. So they're still picking up information. So the subliminal messaging was using that technique to put information into the mind subliminally, without you being aware of it, consciously being aware of it. But because that information is in the mind, it will manifest into thoughts maybe later on down the line, or maybe, like, you know, trigger words. I don't know if you're, so let's just say, I don't know, for example, I'm just making this up now. Let's just say 1, 2, 3. If the subliminals were like going up in the numbers, right? You didn't know they were counting to 10, so you saw number 1 flashing, the number 2 flashing, the number 3 flashing, and then maybe later on somewhere else you might see a number 4. And I will maybe put you back to that memory where you saw the 1 to 3 flashing. You might anticipate the next number, you know. I don't know, but I can't really explain it. But it's a fascinating thing, like, because it's basically controlling people, isn't it? Which we're being controlled then, well, we allow ourselves to be controlled, would be a better way to put that, actually. Because every time you comply with the laws and stuff like that, whatever you're doing, like, you know, like for example, you feel thirsty, what do? You go and drink something. So that's all you're taught to do. So you're complying that way. So you're kind of like controlled that way anyway. Because your limitations, what you believe to be limited, is only what you've been taught. Where did I get that conversation from? Television. Anyway, we're going along the King's Way, we're heading west, and just passing a lot of these cars, showrooms. So a lot of it behind. I've still got stuff to do when I get back home, so I'm just going to end the video when I get near my house. I'm not going to record it all the way to my house, I'll record it near, well, nothing too near, but just not overly far from my house. I'll stop the video and just end this part here. I don't know what to call it. I'm thinking I've made 2 already. This is the 3rd one. So I might just, I kind of randomly came up with the idea. I was wanting to try and explain to you about my channel, what I'm going to try and do, maybe make it easier to find certain subjects on my channel. You know, have a kind of video that has all the links in the description to a certain subject. Thinking about getting around to doing that at some point in time. So I've got what I've wanted to do, but I've got some of this stuff. I can never get any. That's another thing I find bizarre. It's time. I feel that time is sped up in a way, for me anyway, because I'm not able to do as much in a day as I used to do. And I'm not talking about getting older or anything like that. I don't believe it's anything to do with that really. I just feel that time's sped up. I mean, I'm ago, a few years back, we were in this, we went to it was Dalwhinnie Hotel, I mentioned it now, so we went there for a wee break, a wee day trip. It was me and mates, and there was one morning, I kind of woke up before I was due to wake up. I couldn't really get back to sleep again, and I remember hearing the clock ticking away, and I remember the seconds were a lot quicker. It just felt, it sounded much faster, much more quicker like. It didn't feel like a second, it felt maybe like 3/4 of a second, maybe even 2/3 of a second. You were able to count a second by like 1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephant and all that stuff. But doesn't it really, to me it seems as though it's sped up, I just can't get as much done in a day. Now I looked online for things about it, there's theories online, it's up to you what you believe, but I don't understand this one, but I've just heard of this thing called the Schumann's resonance. Something to do with the Earth's heartbeat or something, electromagnetic. I don't know if it's scientific anyway. Because as I say, I really am, I'm not just sort of like making up, I genuinely experience it really quicker. Time sped up. Can't get as much done in a day. I've explained other stuff in the videos about bizarre stuff like I'm going to pull in here for a minute. I'm going to stop here because I feel this would be fine place to stop for ending this part of the video. I don't know what I'll call it like, but I'll just leave it there. I might call it the in-car series because I've been filming most of the stuff in the car. Right, I'm going to get this stuff unloaded, back up the road, got me the rest of my chores on my day off. That's the thing with getting these days off. When you work 4-day weeks, you're compressing 5 days worth of work into 4 days. The days that you are working, you could do bugger all in them, other than up, work and bed. And when it comes to your rest days, finally, I've worked 7 back-to-back days, which is like 70 hour a week. You're absolutely knackered, and then you've got to rush around, well, not rush around, but then you've got to spend your time while we're trying to recover, rest, catching up with stuff. Anyway. Right, I'll see what I put up next. Just keep us posted, just keep checking. Right, bye for now. Catch you later. Bye.